Welcome back, Wolfpack Brawlers here. Let's kick off Fan Fridays with a battle from Adam, and we have Sableye, we have a lot of really interesting Pokemon. The opponent's team looks pretty cool as well. I mean, this looks like it's just going to be a little brawl going on, and that's going to be Sableye into the event Vivillon. That Pokeball, such a cool pattern. So, leading off with the Toxic, that's probably going to be your best bet against the Vivillon, because it's going to Quiver Dance. It's either going to try to put you to sleep or it's going to try to Quiver Dance, and either way, it's got a Focus Sash, so it's going to go for some kind of setup, and that's Vivillon right there. So there's the setup, Quiver Dance going off, and now Poison and stuff like that. So switching out the Sableye, the rest of the kill pressure isn't there, and it might not be a Mega Sableye then, especially with that Toxic, and goes into Klingklang, except I don't want Cuddles from that Klingklang. That doesn't look comfortable or pleasant at all. So Leftover is going to heal up a good amount of health. The +1 Vivillon with that not very effective hit, doing about a third of Klingklang's health, and that's going to be a switch out. Vivillon realizes can't really handle it, into Garchomp. So now Garchomp comes in and going for that shift gear on the Klingklang. So while also having a really interesting animation, Shift Gear is a very unique, very powerful move. Doubles your speed, well at least gives you +2 on the speed, and then gives you +1 to the attack. So it makes you very powerful afterwards, and you can still be very tanky. So that's going to be Gear Grind onto the Garchomp, the signature move, hitting twice, doing a solid hit right there. And Garchomp not enough to take it out, but Garchomp goes for the Crunch. Now there are a couple of reasons why Garchomp could have crunched. Maybe tried to make like a predictive play, because no one in their right mind would want to keep in a Steel-type Pokemon against a Garchomp. But overall, it ended up paying off, and I'm wondering if there was actually enough damage there from the Earthquake. This could have some defensive investment, could have like very strong hit point investment, and there's a small chance that it could survive if that was maybe a Scarf Garchomp or something. So we're going to see another Gear Grind, and this time it's going to be onto the Heracross. And is that enough to get the KO? Straight up KO onto the Heracross, and this is what I'm talking about. Like, you forced out the Vivillon, you got the free setup, and then you just go for the punish, and there's stupid amounts of damage there that are really showing that this is turning into a legit sweep right here. So, oh, now we see a substitute as well. So that's going to be the substitute, and that's going to be Scizor going for the Swords Dance. Good call on that substitute. Now Scizor has to break it, then do enough damage, and it's probably not going to knock it out anyway, because Steel resists pretty well for what Scizor is going to be throwing. So that's going to be a Gear Grind on the Scizor. It looks like it's just Gear Grind, return, sub, and then the Shift Gear. Too many gears. So that's going to be some decent damage right there. Not enough to go for that knockout. Ooh, Scizor sitting on the Night Slash for that neutral hit though, and Cuddles is going to take the damage. But now we're going to just see some more follow-up. Oh, the Life Orb! That's going to put Scizor in a lethal range. And Scizor is going to get outsped and just going to get blown up right there. So that's another Gear Grind. And the substitute really paying off against the setup Pokemon right there. I do really enjoy the tech, and it's enough to pick up the Scizor. We all know where this is going, guys. It just needed that one little in, and the opponent did not respect the gears right there. So now we have two Spoons, which is going to be the Alakazam and maybe just some shenanigans. So Gear Grind, that's also going to be very strong, because Gear Grind, since it hits twice, is going to break any Focus Sash potential. So just all sorts of craziness right there. Now it's just outspeeds and direct knockouts, and then Leftovers. Leftovers on the Cuddles is actually really interesting because it just makes you tanky. Like, this thing's gotten hit a couple times. It's used sub, and it just comes back even stronger. So that's going to be another Gear Grind onto the Vivillon. Just took one. It just needed one right there. That's another thing. I could see that if you, like, sometimes these are 2-hit KOs. So really, if you also got the +2 on the attack, that would be just filthy damage right there. So Electivire comes in, air floats on the air balloon, Cuddles goes for the return. That way the hit is not resisted, not enough to get the direct knockout. Electivire, it only has the wild charge to use. Going to be a solid hit, but not going to be enough because Klingklang does have that tankiness, recoil damage, and we know that this is pretty much going to be over for the Electivire right here. So that's going to be a return, and that is going to be GG. So I already knew that the Klingklang Pretty powerful Pokemon. I mean, a move like Shift Gear is pretty silly, but against a very offensive team, you can get that punish, and it looks like it's more than enough to really seal the game. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. That's going to be the first Fan Fridays with an epic sweep, and I hope you all get ready for some more Fan Fridays.